happened to my Wendella? Beauteous. Ooh, that reminds me, I gotta call her. She's probably like, what the fuck? See her out everywhere else. Why is she not coming by me? This is where we hide a body. Welcome in. $420, what's up? I have to show the people that us auditors are not all unemployed degenerates. Because that's where they go to first. Hello, TS3 Legacy. But I appreciate you coming in, 420. Thanks for supporting. I love that we support each other. Thank you for the fireworks show the other day. That was pretty awesome. I appreciate you guys doing that because my dog absolutely hates fireworks, so I have to stay and hang with her while that goes on. So at least I get to watch other people enjoy it. Much appreciated, 420. Did you see my short yet of the cop asking me if I was okay? Because I had a camera pointed at him. Malak Beckwith, I hope I didn't butcher your name. I know I hate when people butcher my last name, so I apologize in advance. Haven't done a live in a hot minute that isn't Cop Watch related, so I figured I'd go for the gusto and show you people my daily. I have 7 rooms to clean today. To get them ready for new occupants. I've been slowly eating my way through this area of stuff I haven't had in a while. So what's going on in your corner of the world for 20? Anything exciting? You and Air Cooled has been catching a lot of crazy stuff. Depends. What country do you live in? And why are they weird? Or are you just calling me weird? Because thank you. I have any more garbage. Time to hide the body. Put you guys over here. Much appreciated for all that has stopped in, even the trolls. You feed my algorithm. So at least you are somewhat useful. A great band named Pussifer came up with a song for trolls, that they get 86th. Some people misinterpret what 86 means. I mean, look at the head Cheeto in charge. He got upset because a senator photographed a picture of somebody saying 8647 when that just means not to kill them, but in the restaurant and bar, it means you're cut off. He should know what it means to be cut off. His marriage is fake. Come on, piece of cheese. Thank you. Short girl problems. Okay, so I need to get a garbage bag. Where I work now is such a nice change. My coworkers aren't assholes. My manager is awesome. She ordered me this beautiful boba refresher. It's mango passion fruit with peach boba. It is quite delicious. It's from a place in Naperville called Bella Boba. It's always funny to me how many people pop in and pop out. It started with 14 people, now we're down to 3, but I have 6 likes, so I love that. It always amazes me when I go into rooms. Some rooms look like they haven't even been touched. And then there's other rooms. I walked into a crime scene like a week ago that was just, what in the hell were they thinking? This way so you guys don't feel so lonely. Back to the food situation. So, I just love there's certain places that I can walk into again. And I had a conversation, there's a beef stand that I like in Naperville called Nikki's. And I'm well acquainted with the owners. And I was talking to the son the last time I went in there. And he's like, where have you been? We haven't seen you in a while. We know how much you like coming here. And I told him, yeah, I was living up north. I don't recommend it to anybody. And he started laughing. He's like, why? And I'm like, well, first thing, I could not find any place that compares to you guys. It's Greek owned. They do Greek food, so spinach pie, chicken, gyros, just a great all-around place. And when I had pneumonia quite a few years back, well, many years back now at this point, I would always tell them how their cream of chicken and rice soup kept me alive during that process. And One of my friends, when I was in the hospital after my heart attack, used to bring me that soup because they knew I loved it so much. So he was just laughing that there was no place comparable to them. I tried this one place that one of my old coworkers, they're like, oh, if you want gyros, you got to go to this place. So I Uber Eats, ordered it because I was at work and it was like 2 towns away. And I get the gyro, and it was like a gyro bowl. It was the most disturbing thing I had ever seen. I'm used to ordering extra meat, 2 pitas, feta, onions, the tzatziki sauce. Nothing compared to that. It was a bowl, basically. So very happy I can order from them again. In fact, I think today is cream of chicken and rice soup. It used to be Tuesdays and Sundays, but they're no longer open on Sundays, so I think it's Tuesday, and I forgot what Dean told me. But it's so funny how just a couple of years, what a difference could make. Because the day that I was talking to him, his sister was there, and the last time I saw his sister, she was still in college, so I was like, so did you finally graduate? And she's like, yeah. And he goes and look, and she had a belly on her, and I'm like, oh my God, you're having your first. She's like, my second. And I'm like, oh my God, girl. So, places like that I love going into. And one of the funnier conversations I had with his dad, I used to live in a different area, and when we moved to Naperville, the place that I was going to in a town called Westmont, that was another great place. It was called Margie's. Pete, the guy who owned the place, he's like, oh, you're moving, go visit my friend Nikki's. And I'm like, oh, I love Nikki's, because I grew up in Naperville, so I already knew about Nikki's. And he's like, oh, good, so I don't have to tell you how good the food is. And one of my Greek friends told me a long time ago that they all kind of know one another. Either they go to church together or they're related somehow, but they all tend to know each other. And it's true. So the first time I walked in there, I was talking to the owner and telling him how the guy in Westmont recommended them, and he goes, are you Greek? I am far from Greek. I'm Italian and Mexican, but I'm not Greek. So it was one of the funnier questions that I've ever gotten. Sorry, I had to step out to go and get a garbage bag. Well, actually 2. One for my racks and one for the can in here. So this is what I do for a living. I am a maid at a chain hotel. I clean up after you leave. I hope and pray you're not grody and leave a mess for me. My one coworker walked in on a foursome. She knocked. What we're supposed to do is we knock twice, just to make sure somebody's not in here. We announce that we're housekeeping. They didn't answer because apparently they were quite busy. And she opened the door to Trauma Land. So, it's definitely interesting. I want to get back to the bar thing, but one of the places that I was going to go and apply, I'm not going to say their name, but I was talking to my friend, and I asked him, I'm like, so what do you think about me working for this place? And he's like, I don't want you working for that place. And I'm like, why? And he goes, because I'd be worried about your safety. I was like, enough said. That's a great thing about bartenders is we all keep an eye out for each other and we let each other know what are the good places to go to and what aren't. Let me turn you guys around. But already a month back home. I've eaten lots of pizza, lots of food. Surprisingly, I haven't gained 500 pounds. Yesterday I got some new bedding because I lent a friend one of my favorite blankets because they had a guest coming and totally fucked it up. So I had to get new bedding. Yesterday me and Cardi gave it our first test run and it was glorious. Oh, I'm like, what is that? I think it was a couple of days ago, and it was really stupid hot here. So sometimes we walk in and the air conditioning's still going from the people who were staying here. But this particular time, I walked in, that person had the heat on. I'm like, how? It's like 100 degrees out there. How are you cold? I wanted to do some 4th of July cop watching, but unfortunately it was raining during that period, so there's not much that they really do. They'll do their thing, but so that kind of sucked. I was kind of excited to be home for the 4th of July to do that. And it did not happen, but that's okay. Because they made an announcement to some newspaper that 4th and I got to watch with 420. A lot of taxis were standing around. So I don't know if they still did DUI checkpoints because it was pretty bad with one of the storms. Sorry about that, kitties. Yeah, I had to go and get my little mop head. Hope everybody's having a great day. We are a couple of days out for 4th of July. So everybody's getting back to work after some lucky people having like 4 days off. Paid. I don't know what that's like. I know about having days off, but not paid. I know one of the people here, she had a 4-day weekend. And she's like, I'm so fucking bored. She's like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, well, are you paid for it? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, consider yourself lucky, because if I'm off, I don't even think I get extra pay on holidays. But that's okay. I work hard for my money, and I will work just about anything, as long as it brings me a paycheck. Well, to a degree, almost anything. There are some limitations. One thing I did yesterday that made me quite excited is I purchased my VIP to Riot Fest. I'm very excited about this year's lineup. We got Iggy Pop, we got John Rotten from the Sex Pistols doing his Public Image Limited. Oops. Tool. Tool's probably one of the bigger places, bigger bands that have come to Riot Fest throughout the years. But the guitar player from Tool is from Illinois, from Libertyville. So it totally makes sense. I wonder where is my Rosie thing? Because I finally did a live during the day where she can actually be part of it. Because she is an hour ahead of me. She lives on the East Coast and I'm in the Midwest. In sweet home Chicago. But it is funny. I wonder how many of you hop in here when I'm not in here and stay in bed and start thinking weird things. Like, what's going on here? Going into room number 2. Be right back. And I'm back. Do I have my sheets? I do not. So where's everybody from? The chat hasn't moved since 4:20. Ooh, it's quite warm in here. The funny thing is I can't make my bed anymore since I got a dog because she likes to burrow. I mean, I can, but she always messes it up, so it kind of makes it mute. So I just make it look presentable so she can still get underneath and go and hide. That's inside out. Okay. This makes life difficult. I have to make 8 beds today. I've already made 2. I have 7 rooms, but one of the rooms is a double. Not sure how many people are really going to be coming to check in, but you never know. It's Tuesday. I remember back in the day when me and my friends would rent hotels, we would just party our faces off so our parents wouldn't catch us. We'd have to have somebody like over, I think it was like 18, maybe 21, I don't remember. We needed definitely somebody over 21 to buy the alcohol. time trying to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight, because one of the places I wanted to eat at doesn't open again until Wednesday. It's a great German place where I get my Wiener Schnitzel and some of the best applesauce I've ever had, ever in my life. I know, you're like, applesauce? Really? That good? No. Trust. It is so yummy. I'm sure it's not that hard to do because all you're doing is chopping up the apples and making it pretty much into puree. What the hell? But this place does it where it's still chunky and oh so good. So today's girls' day because the one boy that we have, he worked last night the front desk. Well, can be misconstrued. Kid barely works. We always have to go back into his rooms because he forgets to do things. He's a boy. Housekeeping, I guess, is more of a girl's situation. So the fact that he's even trying, I applaud him. But he definitely likes working front desk. He's like, I can bring my Nintendo Switch. Yeah, he's younger than me. He's like, I can just sit here and play my Nintendo Switch. Then he was telling me how a friend of his got some Pokemon game. He's like, I'm gonna go and kiss him. And I'm like, what, in a game? And he's like, yeah, you can go and do that. And I'm like, that's interesting. I was like, that's awkward. That somebody could just run up to you and kiss you in a game. I like games like Assassin's Creed where you can creep up from somebody, creep up from behind and slit their throat. But I choose violence daily, so there is that. That's what we forgot to write. Back to the surgical gloves. Yeah, let's do this one. I love when two rooms are right next to each other because I can do them kind of at the same time. Like I'll walk into both of them, I'll pull my linens and my towels, and then start with one room, make the bed, and do all the wipe down and the mopping and sweeping or vacuuming. Because some rooms are all flooring, like this room, but some rooms have carpeting. I love the rooms that have carpeting because there's only a small bit of flooring between the bathroom and the kitchen. Done. Right there. I appreciate all you guys that come in and share my little corner of the world with me. Even if it's just two of you. So as you can see, this is also kind of a space where people can stay longer than just a hotel stay, like an apartment. You can stay here over 30 plus days as long as you pay. It's kind of ridiculous in how much for a month, but when you think about it, the utilities and everything, you don't have to take care of, and you're just paying for your room. And your room comes with a full-size fridge. It has 2 electric burners so you can cook. It's always up for debate on if they work or not. But we have somebody in maintenance that takes care of that if they don't. So, cabinetry where you can put your dishes, food. A lot of people are hurting right now, and this is one of the alternatives instead of living in their car. You can even bring your animals. You're allowed to have 2 animals at your stay. That is the maximum that you can have, so you can't have like 5 dogs and expect to be rented to. Because I know people who have multiple animals. I've just got the wee puppo and the Spitka, my kitty. I would love to add another to the equation. My heart will always belong to Tobysaurus Rex. Okay, gonna move you guys again, so, because I am moving again. What is that? Just making sure I keep up with my chat. Again, it hasn't moved since 420's comment. Even look like the person used the shower. Sometimes I'm up at the front desk and I hear some of the weirdest shit checking in. There was this one guy who came to check in with for a little bit here. And the front desk lady was telling him that you can't smoke in the room, said you gotta go outside. So she's like, it's a $250. So he's like, can I just pay it now? And she's like, no, you cannot. He's been out of that room for like 2 weeks now. I had to go into that room more recently, and oh my God, it still smells like pot. I mean, I'll never complain about the smell of pot because I love pot. Avid smoker myself. I'm dreading Thursday because I gotta go to the Social Security office and get my Social Security card again because I lost it, which really frustrates me because I've had that fucker for a very long time. I don't carry it around, so I have a safety deposit box that I had it locked in, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. So just go and reapply for another. Some people can apply online, And my girlfriend who I'm staying with, her husband did it, and he's like, yeah, just apply for it online. And I was like, where do I go? And he sent me a link. So I go and I go through the prompts and go through the steps and fill out the information. Because I'm just replacing a lost card. I don't have to apply for it. I've had it since my birth. So, I go through all the prompts and I put in my address and it tells me the address doesn't exist. And I'm like, that's kind of funny because my state ID says it and that's where I got my state ID. So now I have to go in. I think it's like around noon or something that I gotta go. It's not too far from here. But I just hate going in there because just because you got an appointment doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be seen. And what I have to do, all I have to do is show my ID and they will reprint me a social security card. I'm still not sure if it gets mailed to me, the final copy, and they just give me a printout like they do when you get your license or your state ID. That's how I found out I had a different name when I was born. When I went to go get it for the first time ever, for some odd reason they gave me a printout. I don't remember why. And I had quite a few questions to ask my mom. I was like, wait a minute, why does this say this? And she's like, because that was your name when you were born. And I'm like, so my name wasn't what it is now? And she's like, yeah, no, you didn't get that until you were like 4. Awkward. The bigger bitch is getting my birth certificate. That is a pain in the ass. With being born on vacation, or while my mom was on vacation, I was born in a different country. So it's not like I can go, I don't know if everybody has these things, but here in Chicago we have a thing called a currency exchange that we can go to and get our birth certificates, if not going to the actual county facility that holds them, like my kids. My kids could go to Mayberg Courthouse and go to public records and go and get their birth certificates. I can't. And the only known copy that I ever saw throughout my life, my mom had. When my mom was killed, I know exactly where it used to be, but according to my sister, it wasn't there. I'm assuming that they burned it, threw it out, whatever. I'm from the second marriage, so I don't count. And they thought that it would be easy for me to retrieve another one. No. I can't even get a real ID right now. I had a passport. I don't know if I can get another one because it's been quite some time since I've actually used my passport. So this will be fun. I'm surprised mine's not barking and hearing me, but it usually does. I can hear her, I heard the... One of the people, they have pitties, and The Pitty is pregnant. So I think she said the babies will be born in August. But if I bring any Pitty home, it'd be my Torvosaurus Rex. Wouldn't have him for long because he is in the old man stage. And he may not be here very much longer, which breaks my heart, because I love him. He is my big cuddle muffin. That's what I hate about people and their thought process about pit bulls. Yes, pit bulls can be very mean if they're fucking trained to be mean. If you train them to be fucking aggressive, they're going to be an aggressive dog. But most of the ones I've ever known are big, huge love muffins. They have the capability to do some damage, but 9 out of 10 times, they're pretty much just sitting there enjoying the love. Where I got my dog Cardi from, they had a pit bull. And Blue, oh my God, that dog just thought that I was a couch and he would lay across me. He would not let me up. He's like, nope, you gotta stay here. And it wasn't aggressive, it was just that he liked me and he had a lot of weight, and his weight compared to my weight was definitely different. Let me turn you guys around. Excuse me. Casey just heard that. Okay, room number 2 is at an end. 2 down. Five more to go. Ooh, cool. My next rooms are pretty close together. I might actually be able to knock out 3 because they're so close together. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to get my hours in, but I also want to get this done and then focus on what am I eating today. I've been wanting to do this place called Doggy Diner. But in order to go there, I got to go with a friend because it's not terribly close. It's a newer place that was introduced to me that is just so good. This thing was so good. Mango passion fruit refresher with peach poppin', less ice, more sugar. Now I'm just left with boba. Okay, we are done in this room. We are going to move on to the next. But I feel a cigarette break should come into play. Ooh. Gone. Mine's already gone. Small fortune in boba. Ooh, 127. 122. So I'll do those two first. Okay. So we are gonna go for a smoke actually, because oh my god. Here. This is the laundry room. They have a vending machine for sodas. 6 dryers. 4 washers, 1 front loader. But $4.50 for wash, $4.50 to dry. It's cheaper to go to the laundromat, but when you're just tired at the end of the day, might be more convenient. And then you can use your card. So that makes it kind of cool. Man, that was some wonderful boba. Thank you. Hello. Come right in, Mr. Pointer. Love that dog. It's so cute. She just hops along. Like, I'm so happy.
I just went in there and I was like, last night I went through all my credit reports, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just not even on Equifax. It's not even on there. So there's this company called Rent Grow. They run all your shit before the apartment complex even looks at it, and then denied me for that shit on my credit, and it's not even on there. So I just did a dispute form. I filled last night. I got all my credit reports, and then they said you don't have no collections.
Hold on. I love your hair.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. It's just not even on there. That's all I gotta say. Well, I was about to go get high, and then because I'm, stressed out. Like, how the fuck are we gonna get a home? I keep doing everything I'm doing. This is my 3rd time applying for an apartment, and like $350 or $300 and $350. All this shit, I need to pay my rent, and I'm trying to be like,
Yeah.
let me get that, and then hopefully I don't have to pay 1 week.
I can't believe we're at the point where some of those are $300. It used to be like $50 for a credit check, maybe 60.
Yeah.
But 300, and then to be turned around and told, no, we're sorry, you can't.
1 hour after. That's why I was like, fuck that. And I slept on. I got a beer from the girl. I don't even drink beer, but I was
Because
like,
you said that you got something set up where they'll pay for your first month or something. Was it you who was telling me that? Yeah.
DuPage County, they're gonna pay. They might usually when you're homeless, because they usually pay up to like 3 months for you. So if I say, can you pay a month or 2, or the security, they'll do it. They'll ask you like, why? And I was gonna say like, oh, I started a job. Yeah, because I got them, and then so Lyle Township over here, they pay my rent for me once a year, like usually in July. So you have to
Yeah.
do like 12 months. So then I was like, if I get DuPage County to pay for July, then if I don't have a job, a real job, I'm just trying to get replaced. Because it's more stressful. Me, my mom, she has a lot of money.
Yeah.
She's trying to retire, and she's been paying my rent for 2 months, like $2,800.
I miss having the safety net of mom.
And it's like, that's why my mom's like, what would you do if I wasn't alive? I said, well, I'd be living on the street because I can't go live with my fucking daughter. I keep asking her, but I moved in with her the day I left my apartment. I made all the way to my end of my lease. My kid's dad and his wife moved all my shit to the storage, and then me and my son moved over to her house, and she has a 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, big ass fucking condo over there. And then I said, can you just give me and your brother, because I still had a job,
Right.
give me and your brother a room, we'll share a room, and then I'll as you need money, because she's a big spender and stuff, if you need money, because I get paid every Friday, I would just give her money, like, here.
Right.
If you need $100, here, I would have gave it to her, because I wasn't paying any bills. And she has Section 8, so her rent's like $3,000, she only pays $300 a month.
Yeah.
But she gets disability for my granddaughter. She's getting another heart surgery at the end of this month.
Oh my gosh, God
open
bless.
Heart. She's nine years old. But when I moved in with her, I was there for one fucking day. I brought my own TV. My son had his PlayStation. I bought an air mattress. We had all our rooms set up, everything, because her and the girls are really messy. So my son's OCD. He don't like mess.
Yeah.
But then I'm working in the living room. I'm talking to, I didn't have to call customers, incoming calls, but I have to call them. Like, I was working in accounting, so it was a collection, or if they had a question about their bill, I'm calling these people back. And then she's like, shh. I said, what do you mean? She wasn't asleep. It was like 11 o'clock. She's like, you talk too loud. I said, well, how the fuck are they gonna customer gonna hear me if I'm whispering? So then she was mad that day. So then that's the night when she's like, so I was like this. I don't know, it was around the corner, and I saw my grandkids, and I jumped out like, yeah, and they were laughing, and my daughter got scared, like, you scared the fuck out of me. Oh my God, you're so fucking childish. And she just freaked out on me, and I was like, what's wrong with you? So I went in my room all night, and I said, well, Royce, you want to leave? Because I'm not dealing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And especially my daughter talking shit to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll fuck her up. We'll be fighting in here. So...
We'll be some fighting motherfuckers.
So the next day, I tried like, hey, I'm sorry about whatever, and she just kept ignoring me, and I hate to be ignored. I know we talked about that. My mom and dad, when they were mad at us, they don't say shit. That's how you know you're just gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah, right? When they went silent, you got scared.
She wouldn't talk to me, and I said, fine. I said, where's let's go? And I packed up my shit, and we went to the Hyatt. And then she, calling me for like a month for my grandkids. My grandkids literally stood in front of the door like, yeah, don't leave, please, don't leave, please. And they know because they know how their mom is. Me and her both Scorpios, but she's bipolar. She has bipolar depression. So she's just different people a lot. And it's like, I couldn't deal with it. But then I'm like, well, I don't have money and I need somewhere to stay. Can I come stay with you? And every time I stay, can I stay with you? See you?
No. Layla. She's like, I'm not paying attention to you. I put a blanket in the on the windowsill, so she has a little place to be pretty.
But now that I know this, and I submitted the document, I called them yesterday, and I submitted all the documentation that proves that I don't have shit on my fucking credit, but 3 late payments from my Capital One Coast card last year when I had heart surgery, and I paid them off. My accountant did stand. And then Capital One just gave me another credit card, silver, whatever card.
That's what I got. I got Capital One Silver.
Then I got Merrick Bank just gave me $1,000. So I got like $1,600 worth of, credit on my. People play too much. Because actually, when I applied in December, that same company ran me, so they might have just took the same information from back in December and like, oh no.
I tried to apply for a Walmart credit card the other day, and they denied me. And I'm like,
the retail stores are hard to get a card from.
but that's good because
Yeah.
retail has disturbing APRs versus like a Capital One card.
Yeah.
Because I remember way back when I had A1 credit, my my Sam's Club card and my Carson's card were at like 25%, and that was before it was at 25%, and those were my highest APRs. My regular credit cards, my American Express, even my Tiffany's card had a lower APR. I was like, what the fuck?
One of my daughters, like, she applied for a Target card. They're like, no. I'm like, every time I applied, I don't even know how I got a Kohl's card. I was shocked about that. I was like, and then, they changed the Capital One on me. I was like, oh, God.
My girlfriend's crazy. She goes and buys like gift cards from the Kohl's
You out there
and
just giggling?
for like Amazon and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, buy clothes, buy stuff you need from there. Don't buy gift cards. Okay, now back to the rat race. What was I at? 122 and 126 and 127. So 122, 124, that's Adrian, 26. I'll just do these two. 122 and 127. So, housekeeping. Housekeeping. Oop, wrong way. Here, let me show you. Walk into a room. Thank you. Dude was telling me sometimes he walks in for tips or walks into tips, and I'm like, yeah, I usually get a thank you note or something, but never any tips. So let me bring this to the front desk. Because we always need key cards.
Sangria tomorrow?
You said sangria tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be some drunk motherfucking maids.
Just leaning on the little bed.
Right? Sleeping in one of the rooms. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Okay. Grab used linens. Sometimes, like I said, it looks like the people haven't even touched the beds. This one, it doesn't even look like they slept in the bed. So, oh, I think I know whose room this was. This was a very nice lady named Susanna. She moved out of the room. So, Some pillowcases on. I think I need to go and get a new pillow. Do we have pillows? Those are toppers. There's printer. Paulette, do we not have pillows anymore?
Box. And when you go in, they on that shelf right here, they on the right hand side. They may not be open, but they brand new and 2 in the pack. And my mom, if I know it ain't right,
I am not seeing them.
I said, no.
Spirit in the sky. My hair's been long. What are you talking about? Laundry bag. Don't know what the fuck those are. Closet closures. Those are not it. King fitted. Hand sanitizer cups. Hangers. I'm not finding any. I think we're out.
Excuse you?
I'm not finding any.
Hold on. Let me,
I know where Rosa showed me they are, and they're not there.
no, you're just not seeing them, because I know doggone well. Either. Wait one more. And I tell the ones that know better, I said, something you don't do, but they don't care about you. But I do. So I said no. And he couldn't say nothing. He knew I had. I said, she's strong, just like everybody else. Okay. Well, that's right. No. And if they say something, you tell them, I told you to do it. I don't care. But that's not right.
Paulette's later.
She's not afraid of the big bad wolf. Hold on, let me go get a knife, a pipe. I don't want to get the big ones.
Usually right there. Ah. Ah.
Ooh, oh, those are the coverlets.
Yeah, those are the king ones.
Okay, so this is
The pillows? Okay.
I don't fucking know. What the fuck is this? I understand. No. I gotta call Jim.
Jim?
His mom's not
Yeah, I
feeling well.
heard him talking to you yesterday.
He don't think she's gonna make it. But I told him, I said, Jim, let her go ahead on so she can make a way for you. You know our asses and this and bogus ass shit. We need all the prayer we can get.
Amen to that.
Huh.
Let me go get some scissors so I can cut that shit open.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to put this shit up out the... Okay, so when we get to Queen, I'm gonna come in here and fix this shit. Mm-hmm. Have to put my... Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, no. That's the one you had, okay. That was just getting ready to work.
Okay. Time to open the pillows. Come on, fucker. Nice new pillows. What the heck? Okay, now we've got pillows. Oh my goodness. These. Okay. Now I can go back to putting the pillows. How are you doing today, Spirit in the Sky? You may be my only audience of one. Nice new pillows. That can go down there. Gonna have to get some garbage bags for in here. Almost all the comforts of home. Are you still there, spirit in the sky? Ooh, I grabbed the wrong bags. Oops. Okay, I'll make it perforated somewhere. So we usually throw like 3 in there. 2 unused and 1 open. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for stopping by and watching me get through my work day. And being a bartender, spirit in the sky, sometimes you are a part therapist, so. That was a very nice comment saying that I would make a good therapist. I don't know if I could listen to all that stuff, knowing what I personally have been through. Ooh, that's gross. Okay. And that's it. Coffee made for champions. Why would somebody move the table like that? I don't know. But whoever gets this room will be very happy because they'll have brand new pillows. And they've already kind of plumped up a little bit compared to what they were at when I grabbed them. Let me turn you guys. So you can see what I'm up to. I need my piercer to call me and tell me she got her new order in because I need to go and get some new rings for a couple of piercings. And I forgot, I think she said they were like 20 bucks. And I definitely want to get a new tattoo. Now that I'm back home and by my tattoo artists, I think I'm going to add to my beautiful wretched tattoo. I got to fix my wretched tattoo because when I was working at the bar, I tripped up the stairs and I got a cut on my arm. And I didn't think anything of it until it healed, and then saw that there's shit missing. When it healed and scabbed over, I was missing ink. No bueno. Brandon Mitchell! Working hard but hardly working. But I love how people turn around and say that us auditors have no jobs, that we all live in our mom's basement. In order for that to have happened, I'd have to be living in heaven because my mom's been gone since 18. So, no living in her basement. Though I did used to live in the basement at a certain point when I was a teenager. It was easier to sneak out. Okay. Oops. I dropped you, Brandon. Please forgive me. Okay. Now, time to clean. Oops. Come on. That was awkward. Putting on the surgical gloves. Thank God they don't have the snapback. Table back. So what's new with you, Mr. Brandon Mitchell? Anything new and exciting happening in your corner of the world? Which isn't too far from my corner. think these chairs, because they recline, I think these are supposed to be like an extra bed and not just a recliner. Ooh, it's nasty. You're ready for a vacation? Where do you want to go, Brandon? Let's go. My vacations are usually Riot Fest, so it's kind of local. But what I pay for a ticket, it's pretty much the price of a vacation. I just paid $502 so I could pee like a human. I got VIP. You would figure VIP, oosh, Nancy, but not really. I mean, the only luxury, well, there's two luxuries, I guess. One luxury is they have trailers that are air conditioning that look like real bathrooms, as opposed to the general admission that just have porta potties. So, usually by day one, after day one, because of all the people, there's hardly any toilet paper. And if I go general admission, I usually have to carry my own roll of toilet paper. So that'll be nice not to have to do. And then drinks are cheaper than in the, on the outside where the bands and stuff are playing. And then they have a lounge area where if it's too hot and you want just somewhere to go and chill out, you can go there. Last year they had Billy Corgan's, Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins' wife opened a tea room called Zuzu's, and they were there. And then they have people who will give you like massages. You pay like so much for so many minutes. Because you would figure standing around, you don't get stiff, but you do. I've never utilized that because I'm more dropping money on merchandise. I was telling my friend Duper that I'm probably going to go when the gates open on Friday, on day one, because if they have any Tool merchandise, that stuff is going to go so fast. And I'm hoping and praying, what the fuck? I'm hoping and praying that they do what Queens of the Stone Age did one year. They had a specific shirt for Riot Fest. So I'm hoping that Tool will do the same thing. Even if it's just regular Tool merchandise, I need a new Tool shirt. I haven't gotten one since the last concert. And it makes me question. Ooh, very nice. Gulf Shores. I'm wondering if they're gonna, every concert that they do, they usually have a poster for whatever city they're in. So I'm wondering if they're gonna have those, because if memory serves me correctly, the poster unsigned is $150. When it's signed, it's $350. So, band merch can get quite pricey depending on who you go and see. Gonna move you over here now, Brandon. We're going to the bathroom. Let's see. Let me throw this. Howard County. Sweet home Alabama. La-da-da. Sounds like a really awesome trip, Brandon, and if anybody deserves a vacation, it's you, my love. One of the hardest working mods in YouTube is Brandon Mitchell. And thank you for stopping by, Howard County. So you made a comment that you were jealous of the Riot Fest situation, Howard County. Who do you want to see in all the lineup? Just checking to see what your answer is, Howard County. One thing I'm happy about personally is, I mean, they come every year and the original lead singer, Dave, is gone, but Guar is going to be there again. And the reason why I'm excited is because last year, I think it was day one, I brought my Suicidal Tendencies hat. And if you don't know who Suicidal Tendencies is, they're a band from the 80s. Wrote a great song called Institutionalized, many great songs. I Saw Your Mommy. And the brim flips up and it says suicidal on the brim. Well, somebody stole it and I was pissed because not only was it my Suicidal Tendencies hat, it was also had Guar blood on it. And it's one of my favorite hats. I was so heartbroken that somebody stole it off my bag. So I bought one a couple of days ago. It'll be here, I think, Friday or Saturday. And Guar's going to be there, so I got to be front row and get a whole shitload of blood on that. So my hat can be back to normal. So I'm glad I'm going to be able to do that again. Okay, I gotta get a toilet brush. That's okay, Howard County. I'll ask again. You made a comment on me posting about having the VIP for Riot Fest, and you put a comment about, not gonna lie, that you're jealous. I asked who you're excited to see in this year's lineup. I will try and make it happen. It all depends on the bands that you pick, because Saturday I'm probably going to have to stand in the same spot for like 5-6 hours, because I want to secure finally being front row to Adam Jones, because I'm always just inside. And when I say just inside, for those of you who don't know about Tool, that's the bass player. For some odd reason, I'm always on Justin's side, but I'm never on Adam's side. And Adam Jones comes from Libertyville, Illinois, so I want to be front row to him. He is an amazing person. I even at one point had a beta fish that I named Adam Jones. Sadly, he's no longer with us. Toilet brush. No, that was Saturday. The octopus, he is a fucking amazing person. And he comes from Missouri. I love the octopus. If you go to my posts, I think it was this morning, I posted the evolution of the octopus. Wow, it's kind of crazy to go back and see how young he looks, because I'm so used to seeing what he looks like now. He hasn't changed much. He's bulked up a little bit, but not fat bulk, muscle. But aside from that, he pretty much still looks the same. And I know MJK is 60 years old, so I'm assuming that he's got to be close enough to that age. In fact, Howard County, one year at Riot Fest, Primus's drummer, Tim, had heart surgery and he couldn't honor the dates that they had. So Danny Carey filled in. And it was one of the wildest things, because on Primus's set, they usually have two huge spacemen on both sides of the stage, and the screens sometimes have like different images that pop up for the helmet part. Well, that particular year, the drummer was watching us watch Primus. And I refer to that year as the year I got paid to watch Primus, because I was working Riot Fest that year. I was working in the beer tent. So it's on there. I think it's 2014, and it'll say Dana Carey with Primus. Or Dana. Danny Carey. Hold on, guys. It's about to get a little loud. Oh my Lord. I don't even know what to say to that spirit in the sky. Okay. Ooh, I think I forgot to bring the spray. These rooms I like because they're part carpet and part tile, well, flooring. But not much to mop up. Ooh, that's a good this spot. Okay, let me grab you children. Well, thank you for stopping by Howard County. I appreciate your support throughout me and my friends. I saw you in Freeman Liberties the other night. That was awesome. I am about to go into room number 4, which means I'm down to 3. Do I have one in there? Okay, one's on the side of my pocket. I got one hand in my pocket, and the other is throwing a peace sign. Which, ironically, she will be there. Miss Alanis Morissette. Ooh, the air needs to be turned on in here. It is quite toasty in here. Ooh, I should have grabbed those. Now you're just choosing violence, spirit of the sky. I may have to time you out for that one. I am no scrubby lover. You got me confused, sir. Wrong Chicago side. I could never be a North Sider. I think even Brandon can agree with me on that one. Because I believe Brandon votes for the cards. At least if he's like my girlfriend. Yep, definitely burning calories. Yep. I don't even know what that is, but I am slightly terrified. Toilet paper, cups, and soap. It always feels like there's hair on my nose. It drives me crazy. Okay. Hold on, guys. Why is this lint on here for? I have to lose my bandage. Ooh, that's a song I haven't heard in a while. There was this great band in early 2000 called Hot Hot Heat, and they had this song Bandages. One of my favorite songs from them. Bandages on my legs and my arms for you. Bandages, bandages, bandages. Hopefully closer to payday. It all depends on what bank I guess you gave them to deposit your money into. And you could get your money anywhere between tomorrow to Friday. I gave them my bank info, but my coworkers have been telling me that, one of my coworkers said he gave his Cash App and he gets paid on Wednesdays. So we'll see how that goes. This lint. So weird. Got a blanket close to the trap, or sheets close to the trap. I I'm just gonna have to take this fucker off and hope that it doesn't start bleeding. And drinking coffee does not help the equation, spiritless guy. I had some boba earlier because my beautiful coworker ordered us some. I got a refresher, passion fruit, mango with some peach boba. It was delicious. It went down quickly. It's not in the hundreds today here, but it's still warm. July is kind of a warm month for us, but August is probably our hottest month. September is when it starts cooling down and getting ready for fall. This year seemed to have gone by so fast. I don't know. Maybe because I was so excited because I knew I was going to move come summertime. I miss my girlfriend though. I miss the kids. Well, 4th of July, I got a phone call from Dad because he was on his way somewhere with the kids. And the kids wanted to talk to me. My little girlie had to call me to tell me she farted on me. Because that's our thing. And her birthday's coming up. She's going to be a whole 3 years old. Little Miss Independent. So I will definitely go back for her birthday party. And it'll be nice to go and know that I don't have to stay there anymore. Not with my girlfriend, but in that town. So I got to think of what to get her for her birthday. But I was joking with another one of our friends when it was in the 100 degrees. I was like, yeah, figures. It goes to 100 because it knows that I can't jump in the river now. But to be honest, if I was still staying with them, if it was 100 degrees, I probably would have just stayed in the air conditioning. So. And it's not like you can't go swimming anywhere out here. There's a couple of cool places. There's Sea Lion Park, which isn't too far from here. And then Naperville has a man-made beach that they call Centennial Beach. That's pretty cool. Ugh. Bending overs for the week. Or something. Okay, we are going to put the remote here. Yeah, they definitely miss me. We do a lot of video chats, sometimes before bed. Girlie's only known me since pretty much birth. So I'm still trying to think of what I want to do for food. I keep on forgetting to take stuff out of my freezer. I have ground beef, I have steak, I have some pork chops, I've got Italian sausage and bratwurst, and yeah, I just forget to take them out. So then it's like, what am I eating today? What am I paying to have delivered? I pretty much hit all the spots I've missed. Some places twice. I believe one place 4 times, if I count the times I was coming out here before I moved out here. And I achieved my bottle of sauce from the place I did 4 times. It's a barbecue place. They cook on wood. They don't use gas. And their brisket and their pulled pork is so flipping good. Short girl problems. And I make it work. The freezer. Did I get that? In the words of my Wendy, beauteous. So I'm gonna move you guys over here. Right? I believe they're in first place, if not first, second. Better than the year they were dead last. My boys are doing good this year. Ooh, I gotta grab another roll of toilet paper. Hold on, please. Italian last night, so definitely don't want any pizza or pasta. One thing I really love is shrimp. Be it breaded or shrimp scampi. Either or are very acceptable, but shrimp is quite expensive, especially if you order it out. You may look and see what the price of shrimp is at the store, and maybe just might make my own shrimp scampi. Shrimp scampi is probably one of the easier of the shrimp dishes to do, but you're just cooking it in butter with some garlic. It all depends on when I get done, how hot it is, because I can just ride my scooter to the grocery store. It's legitimately right down the street, and I get to pass Lyle Police Department. I have yet been banned from going there, but Duper Trooper is. He got a whole letter handed to him telling him he couldn't go to the police department unless he had official business, and we're still not sure on that, but he was let in. He was let in not too long ago to interview the new chief of police, because the old chief got ousted for sexually harassing one of his employees, a woman cop. And that took a minute to find out, because all they said was he was relieved of his duties, but they weren't saying why. And then finally they found out why. I mean, what a fucking scumbag. That's your superior, sitting there hitting on you and making propositions to you. Scumbag stuff. How's the stomach? What's going on with your stomach? 1, 2, 3, hi. Does my place have AC? Yes. Unless you're asking why. I'm sorry to hear you're having some stomach issues, 1, 2, 3. I had a back issue last week. Then I had to go and visit the ER. I got shot full of cortisone and steroids. So it's doing a lot better. But once in a while, you know, getting old, your shit acts up. It's funny, they gave me some like narcotics for the pain and stuff. Because I was in a lot of pain. I was walking like a 9-year-old woman. It was horrible. And I think I took like, the first night I took the muscle relaxer and the pain med. But the next night I was fine because the cortisone shot kicked in. So I have some meds in case it happens again. I am not a big fan of hard narcotics. But at least I know I have them for the next time. what the heck? It's okay, Juan, it worked itself out. How are you doing? As I see Spirit in the Sky asking how your stomach's doing. I hope all is good with you. It is flipping hot in this room. I even turned on the air. I haven't had hip pain yet, but yeah, back pain can be really yuck. I mean, legitimately, I was in grandma mode. Because I couldn't straighten up, let alone walk at a certain point. I was hoping, I dealt with it for like 3 days. Because I was like, okay, it'll work itself out, it'll be fine. Because I didn't do anything really to injure it. So, you know, like I didn't fall, I didn't get into a car accident or something. Sometimes it doesn't take much to trigger it. And yeah, it just was really fucking bad. By the 3rd day, I could barely get out of bed. And I'm like, okay, I gotta cave and go to the ER and get this fixed. Never in my life was I so happy to hear that they weren't gonna admit me. Because they were freaking out about my high blood pressure, but they were also chalking it up to me being in the pain that I was in, because they asked me on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like, probably a good solid 8. I'm like, if they're, I don't even want to know what 10 feels like, because I can barely move. Yeah, I gotta get out of this room. This room is stupid hot even with the air on. Gonna have to mention that to her. What the heck? Potential scam. We're not answering you. Sorry if the audio got cut off. I got a potential scam call from California. I love how that comes up on my phone like that, potential scam. Because they don't recognize it as a regular number. It's like, yeah, I'm not answering you. You can leave a voice message. Lately, I've been getting calls for somebody who's not even me. I get annoyed with them calling and calling and calling, and finally I answer, and they're like, Maria? And I'm like, no. And Maria's the new one, because it used to be, whatchamacallit? Francis? Fran? Something like that. All the people I know in California who would call me, they have names attached to theirs, so I already know it's not a friend. And if it is a friend, they'll leave a message and say, hey, look, I changed my number. Yes, I do. Oh yeah. Let me do this before. Just shut the door. And I'm done. TV. Floor towel. Regular towels are fine. Oh my God, I am sweating. Oop. Hold on, we got a spray. So it smells extra nice in here when my guests come in. And they're like, oh wow, this smells nice, this looks good, nice and clean. One of the rooms I'm about to go into is a double. So it's got 2 beds in there instead of 1. Because one thing I know that I would not want to go into a room that just looks disgusting. Oops. I try spirit in the sky, that's what my manager says. And if I'm up in front and she's about to check somebody in, she starts asking me about my rooms. She'll turn around and tell the customer that I'm gonna make it extra special nice. So she has a lot of faith in me, and I don't wanna let her down. Whew. Goodbye, 127. Whew. What time is it now? 3:04. Okay. I've got 3 more rooms to do, and my last is a double. You guys are gonna have to look at the ceiling for a second while I push my cart. Let me see what my rooms are. 127, 131. Or, I'm sorry, 127 I just did. Do 126 and 131s across the way, so we'll start those in a minute. But I'm going for a smoke break. So come join me.
Pay every other Thursday. Now you're gonna be paying 30. Was told, so how much was it?
How much what?
Was your rate?
My rate was
What
like
is that man
52. $52. $52 and something.
Got you. Okay. Let me go to work here.
Go ahead, go to work.
Hey.
You ain't never got the Star of David on you.
Really? That is not the Star of David. Doesn't have 6 points.
Oh, it looked like it from this point. It looked like it was 6 points from this side.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's
about
why
that.
there's something in the middle to tell you it's not.
I didn't read it. It just saw the points. I thought you had a Star of David on you.
Nope.
Kellen.
Right by your calculator is the rooms I have open. I wrote them down for you, sweetheart.
Thank you. Did you ever get the sheets and stuff you needed?
Yeah, Rosa gave them to me. Rosa's a beautiful woman. I'm like a cat. I always seem to land on my feet. That guy's annoying. So we're going to go out the side, depending on who's out there, for my smoke break. Here's my doubles room. Okay, perfect. Nobody out there. Okay. C4! What's blowing up? You guys get to sit there and hang with me while I do my job. I think it's funny because my bartending job, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live at my next job that I do. And here we are. Hello, little puppo. Here, let me see if I can zoom in and show you guys. So we have a thing called the Morton Arboretum. And it's right across the highway. Ah, there's actually somebody walking up there. I think that's as close as I can get. Every year they do something different. One year they had trolls. This year they have snails. So it's just a big tree place that you can walk around and look at trees. I never understood it. My mom used to like going there. I never understood it. It's like we have trees all over the place. Why are we here? So I started with 7 rooms today. I've been doing them 2 at a time because they're pretty close together. And I'm down to my last 3, but I'm going to do 2 together and then do the last one. Last one's a double. For those of you coming in for the first time. So it's 2 beds instead of just 1. One of the rooms, well, there's like, I think a couple of the rooms. I don't know if it's handicapped accessible or what the deal is, but there's these specific rooms that have like, almost like a sitting area, where most of the rooms, it's just a studio, where it's got a bed, it's got a couple of tables in there, an end table, a dresser with the TV in there. But this has like a whole separate side that you can sit there and just hang out. I have yet to see one of these rooms. I've seen all the others, the king size, the doubles, the regular queen. But I have yet to see those rooms. I know one person in one of the rooms, but I'm not going to be weird and be like, hey, can I come and see your room? Just for curiosity purposes. Woo! It is a hot one today. Because we can't smoke, I don't know if you can hear a car running behind me. Sometimes people just go and sit in their cars and smoke in their cars because they can sit down, and because there's no real sitting area for smoking outside. And anytime I go out to the front, I get a customer just wanting to unload. And not necessarily about their room, just life in general. And I don't mind listening to people, but I'm very empathetic. And listening to other people's pain sometimes isn't great. Because there are some people here that are in dire straits. God bless the mothers that are here with their kids, because I don't know if I could have done that with my kids. No, about the same. Because I can go out and smoke anytime I want, just like at the last job. This time, I just don't have somebody interrupting my smoke break because they need a beer, where I have to go in and give them something to drink and then come back out and finish my cigarette. So at least I get to smoke a whole cigarette. Anywhere from, last week I worked 3 days because of the back situation, but I can work as much as I want, pretty much, because there's only 3 of us housekeepers, and everybody gets 2 days off if they want, and the other 2 people take their 2 days. I'm making up. So I didn't work yesterday, and I'm not going to work Thursday, so this week I'll have 2 weeks off, or 2 days off. So I work today, and then I'll work tomorrow, and then I'm off Thursday, and then I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know she would be. She was proud of me even when I was doing stupid shit, so. Back to the rat race. Okay, we're gonna check 131. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Okay. Guess I'm not gonna have to do this room. This room is pretty much clean. I love when I walk into rooms like this where I don't have to do shit. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I just had to fix the towels. Towels are already there, toilet paper, the bath mat, the soaps. We've been having this happen a lot lately though, where a room's marked dirty and it's clearly clean. So I just go and let her know. So I just walked into 131 and it's completely clean, like nobody's been in it.
I know.
Hello, Miss Toya.
I'm getting her a boba. Oh my goodness. Is he getting a boba?
She's getting everybody boba. She's the Oprah of boba.
Okay.
You get a boba. You get a boba. You get a boba.
You look so good. Yeah, what you smoke? Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
You lie.
I like nothing.
Why your eyes red? You blood pressure? No. You look so good. That little crease right there. I was shooting that little crease.
Ma'am. That's her daughter. She is glorious. I love her. Both those ladies are amazing people. So we're going to just walk into 131, turn off the light, and say bye. Now we are going to walk into 126, but I've got to notate that 131 was clean. We're going to go into 126 now. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Damn, they threw that shit right by the door. Ooh, garbage. For some odd reason, they ripped off the sheets. Ooh, this is a king. I gotta go walk back there and... Hold on. Grab the pillowcases. She didn't tell me I had a king. Oh, I would like to know because I'm tired of picking it up. Is there some now? Okay. You know, we allow people to bring their animals here, and all we ask is that they pick up their stuff, and they don't. Someone's letting their dog just crap in the hallway. It's like, what's wrong with you? I even told my manager, Miss Paulette, I'm like, my dog shits like a squirrel, and yet I seem to be able to pick it up fine. And it's not a large dog, but it's a fairly sizable dog. There's only one place that I don't care picking up after other dogs that is not mine, and it's not here. Ooh, that garbage smells. It smells like caca. Okay, I gotta go and get some King stuff. Doobie doobie doo, doo 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 doo, shooby doobie doo.
Well, look at that. You missed all the juice. They had it this thick. The man saw me outside. He said, come on. Eat those now.
King flat, King fitted.
It's big one. Ain't that good? I thought about you, Papa. Whoa. They had a mock banana mock. I want to try that.
I'm afraid to try Masha because a lot of my friends are like, it tastes too earthy.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, this is great. He had
Okay. Oop. I got my King stuff. I couldn't give Cardi that much room. She already takes up enough room with the queen. Why does this look brand new? What the fuck is that orange shit? Here's my shower curtain. And one nice thing too is the hotel manager every once in a while, because he appreciates all that we do, will order us lunch. So that's kind of nice. Oh yeah. We have to walk down the hall again. I definitely get my steps in here. Yeah, many things. Some people are just disgusting. Cause yeah, how do you let your dog poop in a hallway at a hotel? Plastic cups, hand sanitizer, hangers. Come on, Kleenex. These kitchen roll, yeah. Kitchen.
Where is the, metro from here or?
Okay,
bus
so
stop?
you
Oh, no,
guys-
Bus stop.
Bus stop? There might be one, so like if you go that way to Ivanhoe, it's the first block you come up and walk down there, I think a bus stop, and are you trying to get to your, or Naperville? The river, okay, so.
Can walk from that bus stop to the river.
So you have to stand on the opposite side, this side of Ogden, not the other side, and that'll take you into Naperville and drop you off at the Naperville train stop. And the Riverwalk isn't too far from there.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I got 126 and then the double. Right now I'm working on the king size room. And then I am going to also start the double. Bring this in. So I'm down to my last two rooms, technically. I envy them going to the Riverwalk. One of my favorite spots to go. When I first got Cardi, I lived blocks away from there, and that's where she started doing her little walksies. Downtown Naperville. And thank God I had a harness because she always, what's really funny for those of you who've been in my lives when I was living up north and throwing her in the water and she was just not enjoying it. For some odd reason, she always wanted to jump in the river here. So I was always glad that I had a harness. Usually it was bird inspired. She'd see a duck or a goose float by and she's like, ooh, I want one. It's like, no ma'am, you're not going in there. Okay, so I've got the TP. And go fill my cup with some soap. Okay, so this room will be set up to start. As we go and check the doubles room. Got my sheets, I've got my towels. Zero. What time are we at? Oops. Okay, so let's go check 131. Right? Or 135? 135. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Okay, that was awkward. Now I gotta go and talk to my boss. Because there's stuff in there. Like somebody's still in there. So I might be down to my last room, spirit in the sky. Okay, so I don't know what to do with 135. It looks like somebody's staying in there. There's all kinds of shit in there.
And where?
135. It's a double. But
I think Paulette knows if someone.
I don't know because I got a room that was completely clean.
Let me see, cause I can't put this thing down.
I know, right? Those are so good.
They are.
It was funny because your mom, I told her last night that I would come in and work because Adrian's not here. And I didn't want to leave Rosa by herself. So I texted her that I had a doctor's appointment, that I would be here at 11. She didn't see it yet. She was like, I was cursing your name, girl.
Somebody's in there, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just,
No, there's,
okay, cool. I'm on my last room, girl. I'm going to knock that shit out. Knocked on the door, nobody's in there currently.
Oh, no.
And as soon as I opened the door, I saw living things.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this can't be right.
No, somebody's in there, yeah, no.
Okay. So spirit in the sky, down to the last room. I don't think she does. I think she thinks she's a whole human being. Occupado. So woohoo. One room already clean, another room occupied. Yeah, they really do. Compared to my last job, my boss was such a fucking asshole. Okay. Sorry about that. You guys did not want to hear that. Oh, I'm like, where the heck is my garbage bag? So Cardi will be a happy puppo because Mama is going to have a shorter day than I thought. Okay. How many pillowcases? I need 4. What am I missing? Gloves. 1, 2. Got all my bath stuff. Okay. Spirit in the sky, still don't know what I want to eat. That's going to be the harder problem. I mean, I can think of a couple of different things I want to eat, but one of them doesn't do delivery, and that's Texas Roadhouse. Because most people go there for steak. I like their crispy critters salad. It's with crispy chicken. And I believe the closest one is in Naperville on Route 59. It used to be on Ogden, but they moved it. Which is really funny because it has been on Ogden for many, many years. And I would assume it was doing fine. It was always packed. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to eat today. And I'll probably be done by like 4 o'clock-ish, which is probably 5 o'clock by you, Spirit in the Sky. Yeah, it's just nice to have somebody who appreciates what we're doing and knows that we're busting our asses even though we're understaffed. Ooh. I don't have to use that ugly brown thing. Woohoo! I'm gonna put this back on my cart. Okay. Now we are going to make the bed. And I hope and pray I really grab the king size. Sometimes, yeah, we'll go in there and grab our stuff, and it's not what we needed. Okay, that's the way I want to go. Oh, I'm completely done that one. It's the wrong way. Okay, we're going back. Because this is not a king size sheet. This is probably a full size. There's queen size. I believe the doubles are full size, and then king size. All that I had to give, I'm gonna make it hard to live. Yes. I have them written up on desk. From the second the shelf that only had one, and it was like full or queen.
Let me see. I might have been out of my board that time.
I better. Jim?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah, we miss you.
Can he hear me?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about your mom, sweetheart.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But like I was telling her, better today.
Good, good.
Today, it's a step in the right direction. She doesn't think that she's going to go to sleep and die. So that's, it's a good start.
Yeah.
Where I was working at up north, the bar that I was working at, I had a great customer who was 98 years old. He would come in twice a week for 3 old styles. And you know what took him out in the end?
Well,
Pneumonia.
well, pneumonia is when my mom began to decline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it all started.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of rooms here. There's 3 floors. So, yeah. And it starts at 101. And the last room on this floor is 30, 132. So, or I'm sorry, 137. I was on the even side. So every floor goes, there's a 237, then there's a 337. So yeah, between 3 people. It's kind of wacky. But we all make sure it gets done. Okay, that's weird that. There. That's what I was looking for last time. Now I've got the wrong way in my head. I just wish the person I used to listen to with it, when that album came out from Sublime, I wish he was still around. We wore that album out. We would drive around Berwyn Cicero just fucking singing our hearts out to that album. Never in my life did I ever think that the people that I was listening to in the 90s were all going to be gone before I was 50. Sublime, they put out their first album, and at that point, their lead singer had already OD'd on heroin. And that was the beginning. Large portion of the music that I listened to, they either OD'd from heroin or suicide. Though Kurt Cobain is still not one of those that I believe was a suicide. That man was purely killed for his money because his wife stood to earn more as a widow than she ever would have as a divorcee. He was getting ready to leave her. So she solidified her wealth in life off of somebody else's hard work. You can't convince me otherwise. The way that that woman acted afterwards, her own daughter emancipated herself from her as a teenager because she couldn't stand to live with all the fucking crazy shit that was going on. At one point, she was dating the actor, Ed Norton. I love Ed Norton. I still question why he even touched that, but who am I to judge? But when they broke up, she went 3 sheets of the wind crazy and brought her daughter, pulled up in a limo and then did all kinds of property damage and stuff to his house because he was leaving her. She brought her daughter to that. It's like, what? Who does that? But for years, people have been saying that the amount of heroin that Kurt Cobain ingested at the supposed time of his suicide would have made him incapacitated within seconds. Even though he had been doing it, it was such a high dose that even the coroner's like, I don't even understand how he could manipulate a shotgun the way that they're portraying after taking such a high dose. And now, in present time, there was a bunch of, I think they were either coroners or just like a class that looked into the case, and even they said that if they had to rule in present time, that they would have ruled that it's a homicide over a suicide. And at that point in time, when Kurt Cobain died, his widow was very good friends with the Seattle coroner. So she was about to get a whole shit ton of money from his estate and probably paid off the coroner to put suicide down as a cause of death. And that's not unheard of because people in power or with money, I mean, we had something like that happen here. There was a Bolingbrook police officer named Drew Peterson. Look him up. He made national news. His third wife disappeared because she knew what he did to the second wife. And because he was a cop, he turned around and somehow got the coroner to put drowning as the cause of death for his second wife when she was found in a tub that had no water. They reopened the case years later. He's charged and sitting in jail for her murder, but Stacy is still not found. And he raised their kids telling them that mom left me for another guy. And that's what they've been told ever since she disappeared from when they were very young. They are now being raised by or I think they're adults now, but they were raised by their uncle. One of my friends knows the sister of the victim. She has been shouting very loud, "Help me find my sister, help me bring her home." And they don't want to seem to do it. She even seems to think she knows where her body was dumped and they won't look into it. So, money and power. You know, my story is not all that great about my mom. But at the end of the day, I know where she is. I couldn't even imagine the poor sister and what she goes through on a day-to-day basis, not being able to be in touch with her niece and nephew, with looking for her sister. And with that being a cop, the odds of us ever finding her are probably slim to none. The only chance that there was a gleaming hope she might have been found was the guy who was hired to be the lawyer for Drew Peterson had an attack of conscience and wanted to out the story, but because he was his lawyer, there was like some laws and stuff, he'd be disbarred. I don't know if he's gonna wait until he's retired to maybe tell people what really happened to her, but her kids deserve to know, her sister deserves to know. Like I said, I couldn't imagine not knowing where my mom was. It's bad enough knowing where she is, but I couldn't imagine not knowing where she was. That's just horrible. And that guy was such a predator. So I think he was in like his late 30s, maybe early 40s, when he was trying to hook up with this poor girl. This poor girl came from a broken family, and he used that against her to worm his way into her life and tell her that he was going to give her a more beautiful life. She was a teenager at the time. A teenager. Some sick fucks on the force. I even asked Duper when we go out, when I came back home, I'm like, can we go to Bolingbrook and scream at them? Because I don't care if you're new on the force, you people are all fucking complicit in what happened to that girl. And you said you didn't know that about Kurt Cobain? Just look it up. Spirit in the Sky. It's been talked about for years, but now it's gaining even more notoriety because one of the top forensic scientists in the United States, a guy named Cyril Recht, he was the first to turn around and say, yeah, I don't believe the suicide theory because the amount of heroin ingested. I don't know how he would have been able to manipulate the shotgun. And not to mention the suicide note that was left. There's two different handwritings. There's his handwriting in the beginning, and it doesn't even sound like a suicide note. It sounds like he was tired of music and he was gonna take a break and maybe come back. But it did not sound like a suicide note until the last two sentences that weren't in his handwriting. Ooh, Spirit in the Sky. Why is she in the Pacific Ocean? Was that a choice, or was that something that... Because I know some people get buried at sea. So I don't want to just assume the worst. What the hell is that? Okay, put that back. If I had my choice, I want to be cremated. I want to be put back with the daughter that I lost, and I want to be let go by Pier 39 in San Francisco. That would be my wishes. That me and my daughter would always be together watching the sea lions. It's one of my favorite spots in the whole United States. Next to where I currently live. I blame my sister for taking me out there because her now husband used to live out there. And I think it's funny that my girlfriend who I was staying with, her husband's from San Francisco. It was very surprised in how much knowledge I had of the city he grew up in. It's like, how do you know all this stuff? I think he used to go back and forth there when I was a teenager. That's why it's so hard to believe that my family treats me the way that they do now. Because back then, my sister was taking me because she was worried about my dad. My dad wasn't the nicest person. He used to do horrible things to me. So one of the safest places I ever felt back then was at Pier 39, amongst the smelly sea lions. Okay, so it was a choice that she wanted to be put there. I don't know. You know, I mean, I look at my experience with my mom, and my mom had 7 of us. And up until my move a couple of years back, I only think maybe 2 of my sisters go and visit her. Maybe. So I don't want my kids to have to go to a place and be sad. This is where my mom is. Maybe it's selfish on my part for where I want to be. But I don't want to be buried. I want to be burnt to a crisp and put back with my daughter. Because she was cremated. And she's in my room, right beside my bed. So she is the first thing I see when I wake up and the last thing I see before I go to bed. And here's a fun fact. My in-laws are buried in the same cemetery that Al Capone was buried. They're buried not too far from his family plot. I don't know, because there's been talks throughout the years that the marked grave of his is not where he's buried, that he's actually technically buried in the cemetery, just in an undisclosed location, because they were worried. Back then there was like grave robbers and stuff. And Al Capone, I'm sure he was buried with a lot of gold. His pinky ring, his watch, you know. So, in order to alleviate the grave robbing, because I've actually been to his grave, the marker where he's supposed to be. It says Alfonso Capone. And it's really weird because my mom's buried right across the street from there. There's two cemeteries that are like right across the street from there. There's Mount Carmel, and that's where Al Capone and our cardinals get buried. And then there's where my mom is, and Mary Queen of Heaven. So I can stand at my in-laws' grave and look across the street and legitimately see my mom's grave. Well, not see it, I know where it is. So it's kind of funny that they're buried so close together. Okay, that was gross. Now time to sweep. What the hell? One funny thing that happened is it this week? I'm gonna say it was this week. We had somebody come and apply for the housekeeping job. And the girl, Rosa, who trained me, she's been here the longest, and I guess she's considered like the manager of housekeepers. So, the manager of the front desk is like, can you do me a favor? Can you go with this guy, see how he does? So she took a couple of my rooms, and he didn't even pass the muster in the first room. She was like, yeah, no. So, it's not for lack of trying that we don't try getting people in here. We just don't need another coworker where we're gonna have to go behind him and see if he's doing his job right. It's too time consuming. Because like today, I had 7 rooms. And then I'd have to go and check on this dude in his rooms, or Rosa would. I think she got the same amount of rooms. Ooh, these people were dirty. There's a lot of crap on the floor. Again, it smells like there's caca in there. Did I not grab my dustpan? Let's see. Oh, snap. I'm gonna have to end this because I'm at 4%. I was like, why is it so dark? So thank you guys all for tuning in for 3 hours and 39 minutes of watching me clean. So I will see you guys and catch you on the flip-flop. Who knows, I might go live later on tonight. I might do some cop watching. I don't know. We will see. But I hope you guys all have a great day. Talk to you soon.